The wind that night felt different. It didn't just pass by, it stayed, as if it was trying to say something. Aira stood quietly on top of the hill, her eyes fixed on the sky above. The stars shimmered brighter than usual, almost as if they were alive, watching her, waiting. She had always felt like this, different, out of place, like she didn't fully belong to the world around her. Since childhood, there had been moments she couldn't explain. She would feel emotions before anyone spoke, sense things that weren't visible, and hear soft whispers that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Tonight, those whispers were stronger. Aira. She froze. Her heart began to beat faster, not out of fear, but recognition. That voice didn't feel unfamiliar. It felt like something she had always known but had forgotten. She slowly turned. At first, there was nothing. Just the wind, the night, the endless sky. But then, a soft glow appeared in front of her, faint at first, like mist catching light. It slowly took shape, becoming clearer, more defined. A figure stepped forward. He looked human, but something about him was different. His presence carried a calm energy, powerful yet gentle. His eyes held a depth that didn't seem possible, like galaxies hidden within them, moving, alive. "Aira," he said again, his voice soft but certain. She swallowed, trying to steady herself. "Who are you?" He paused for a moment, as if choosing his words carefully. "My name is Kael." There was something in the way he said it that made her chest tighten slightly, like hearing a name she should remember but couldn't. "I've been waiting for you," he added. Aira frowned slightly. "Waiting for me? Why?" Kael took a small step closer, careful, almost cautious, as if he understood that too much too quickly could overwhelm her. "Because you are not who you think you are," he said quietly. The words hung in the air. Aira felt a strange sensation move through her, like something inside her was beginning to wake up. "What does that mean?" she asked. Kael looked up briefly at the sky, then back at her. "You are a starseed, a soul that did not originate from Earth. You were sent here with a purpose." Her breath caught. The words sounded impossible, and yet they didn't feel wrong. Something deep inside her responded to them. "No," she whispered, shaking her head slightly. "That can't be." "It can," Kael replied gently. "And it is." Silence filled the space between them. The wind grew stronger, circling around them as if reacting to something unseen. Aira looked down at her hands. They felt warm, almost like energy was moving through them. "Why me?" she asked softly. Kael's expression shifted slightly, becoming more serious. "Because you carry something rare, something powerful." She looked up at him again. "What kind of power?" He hesitated, and in that hesitation she felt it. Whatever he was about to say, it wasn't simple. "It is a spiritual ability that can influence energy, awaken others, and shift consciousness," he said slowly. "But it is not meant to be used lightly." Aira's heart began to race again. "That doesn't sound bad." "It isn't," Kael said, "unless it is driven by emotion." She frowned slightly. "Emotion?" Kael's gaze softened as he looked at her. "Especially love." The word lingered between them, heavier than it should have been. For a moment, neither of them spoke. But something changed. Aira felt it before she could understand it. A pull. A connection. Something deeper than logic, deeper than explanation. She looked into his eyes, and in that moment, it felt like everything else disappeared. "Why does it feel like I know you?" she asked quietly. Kael didn't answer right away. "Because the truth wasn't simple." "Because you do," he finally said. Her breath caught again. "In another existence, before this life, we were connected," he continued. Aira's chest tightened, her emotions rising in a way she couldn't control. "That's not possible," she whispered, but her voice lacked certainty. "It is," Kael said softly. Days passed, but for Aira, time felt different now. Every night, she returned to the hill. And every night, Kael was there. They talked for hours, sometimes with words, sometimes in silence that somehow said even more. She learned things she had never imagined, about Gaia, about the energy of Earth, about the unseen layers of reality that most people never notice. But more than anything, she learned about him. And with every passing night, the connection between them grew stronger. It wasn't sudden. It wasn't overwhelming. It was steady, deep, real. And that's what made it dangerous. One night, Kael seemed different. Quieter. Tense. "Aira," he said, his voice more serious than usual. "You need to stop coming here." The words hit her harder than she expected. "What?" she asked, confused. "Why?" He looked away for a moment, as if struggling with something internally. "Because the more time we spend together, the stronger your power becomes, he said. She shook her head. I don't understand. Why is that a problem? Kael looked at her again, and this time, there was no distance in his gaze. Only truth. Because your power is connected to your emotions, he said. And what you're feeling, it's growing. Her chest tightened. She didn't need him to explain further. She already knew. What if I don't want to stop? She asked softly. Kael stepped closer, his presence stronger now, more intense. Then you risk losing control, he said. Not just of your power, but of the balance around you. As if responding to his words, the air around them shifted. A faint pulse of energy spread outward. The stars above flickered unnaturally. Aira gasped, stepping back slightly. What's happening? This is what I was trying to prevent, Kael said, his voice filled with urgency. You're awakening too fast. Her hands trembled as she looked at them. The warmth she had felt before was stronger now, almost overwhelming. I don't want to hurt anyone, she said, her voice shaking. I know, Kael replied gently. But intention isn't always enough. Silence fell again, heavier this time. Aira looked at him, her eyes filled with emotion. So what are you saying? Kael hesitated. And in that moment, she already knew the answer. You have to let this go, he said quietly. Her heart felt like it shattered, not loudly, but deeply. Let this go, she repeated. Yes. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't look away. How do you expect me to do that? She asked. How do I just walk away from something that feels like this? Kael's expression softened, but there was sadness in it now. Because sometimes love isn't about holding on, he said. It's about choosing what's right, even when it hurts. The final night came without warning. It felt different the moment she arrived. The air was still. The sky was calm. Kael was already there, waiting. Neither of them spoke at first. There was nothing left to explain. Will I ever see you again? She asked eventually. Kael smiled faintly. In another lifetime, maybe. Her chest tightened again. That's not enough, she whispered. He took a step closer, then stopped himself. Even now, there were limits. You're stronger than you think, he said. And you were never meant to depend on me. She nodded slowly, even though it hurt. I think I knew that, she said. They stood there for a moment longer, letting the silence say everything they couldn't. And then, just like that, he was gone. No light, no sound, just absence. The next morning, Aira returned to the hill. But everything felt normal again. Too normal. The wind no longer whispered. The stars no longer pulsed. And Kael was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks. At first, it felt like something was missing. But slowly, something else began to grow. Understanding. She started to notice her abilities more clearly now. She could feel energy, not just around her, but within her. She learned to stay calm, to guide her emotions instead of being controlled by them. And as she did, her power changed. It became steady, balanced. People around her began to feel it too. They felt calmer near her, more at peace. She didn't need to do anything. Just being there was enough. One night, she stood on the hill again, looking up at the stars. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then softly, very softly, she felt it. That familiar presence. Not as strong as before, but still there. A gentle reminder. You are not alone. Aira smiled, her eyes reflecting the light of the stars. I know, she whispered, because now she understood. What she felt for Kael was never meant to be something she held on to. It was meant to awaken something within her. And it did. She was no longer searching for answers. She had become one. Somewhere, far beyond what human eyes could see. He was still there, watching, not with sadness, but with quiet pride. Because she had done what she was meant to do. She had awakened. And this time, she didn't need anyone to remind her who she was.